In April 2020, a chilling mystery began to unfold at one of the largest military installations in the United States, Fort Hood, Texas. Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen, a 20-year-old soldier, vanished without a trace, igniting a wave of fear, frustration, and determination across the nation. What happened to Vanessa? How could a young soldier disappear on a secure military base? As the search for Vanessa intensified, disturbing questions arose. Why were there delays in the investigation? What dark secrets lay hidden at Fort Hood? And most importantly, how did Vanessa's story reveal systemic issues within the military that demanded urgent reform? These questions would lead to a shocking discovery and a call for justice that reverberated far beyond the gates of Fort Hood. Vanessa Guillen's disappearance was more than just a tragic event, it was a catalyst for change. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, Vanessa was a dedicated soldier known for her strength, ambition, and unwavering commitment to her country. She enlisted in the Army with dreams of serving and protecting the nation, but her life was cut short under horrifying circumstances. Her case not only highlighted the failures in the military's handling of harassment and abuse, but also sparked a nationwide movement advocating for safer environments for those in uniform. Through her story, we uncover the heartbreaking details of her final days, the relentless fight for truth by her family, and the significant reforms that her legacy has inspired. As we dive into this video, we'll trace the steps of Vanessa's journey, examine the crucial moments of the investigation, and discuss the broader implications of her tragic fate. This is the story of Vanessa Guillen, a name that will forever symbolize the ongoing struggle for justice and accountability in the military. Vanessa Guillen was born on September 30th, 1999, in Houston, Texas, to a close-knit and hardworking Mexican-American family. From a young age, Vanessa was known for her bright smile, infectious energy, and determination. She excelled in sports, particularly soccer and running, which showcased her competitive spirit and discipline. Her family recalls her as a loving daughter, protective sister, and loyal friend, always eager to help others and stand up for what was right. Growing up in a vibrant Latino community, Vanessa was deeply proud of her heritage. She often expressed her gratitude for the sacrifices her parents made to provide a better life for her and her siblings. Vanessa's dedication to her family and her strong moral compass were the driving forces behind her decision to serve her country. Vanessa's journey to the military began during her high school years, where she joined the Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps JROTC. Her experiences in JROTC cemented her desire to join the Army, where she saw an opportunity to challenge herself and honor her family's legacy of hard work and perseverance. In June 2018, Vanessa enlisted in the United States Army. She completed her basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, where she quickly earned the respect of her peers and superiors. Her diligence, physical prowess, and unwavering resolve made her stand out. After basic training, Vanessa was assigned to Fort Hood, Texas, where she served as a small arms artillery repairer, a role that involved maintaining and repairing military weapons and equipment. Vanessa's dedication to her duties at Fort Hood was evident to all who worked with her. She was known for her meticulous attention to detail, strong work ethic, and positive attitude. Despite the demanding nature of her job, Vanessa remained committed to excelling and making her mark in the Army. Her aspirations included advancing her career and continuing her education, always aiming to be a role model for her younger siblings and a source of pride for her parents. Tragically, Vanessa's promising career and bright future were cut short. Her disappearance and the subsequent revelations about the conditions she faced at Fort Hood would shine a light on critical issues within the military, sparking a movement for change and justice. Vanessa Guillen's story is a poignant reminder of the bravery and sacrifice of those who serve and the importance of ensuring their safety and well-being. On April 22nd, 2020, Vanessa Guillen was last seen at her workplace in the Regimental Engineer Squadron headquarters of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment at Fort Hood, Texas. That morning, Vanessa had been working on weapons maintenance, a routine part of her duties as a small arms artillery repairer. She was spotted in the armory room where she was supposed to complete her tasks and then meet up with her fellow soldiers for lunch. However, Vanessa never made it to lunch. When her family couldn't reach her by phone later that day, they immediately sensed something was wrong. Vanessa's mother, Gloria Guillen, knew her daughter would never disappear without a trace or failed to check in. Vanessa's car keys, barracks room key, Idaho card, and wallet were found in the armory, raising immediate red flags about her sudden and unexplained absence. As hours turned into days, the initial concern among her family and friends escalated into a frantic search. Vanessa's sister, Mayra Guillen, took to social media, pleading for any information about her sister's whereabouts. The family's persistence in the search for Vanessa brought national attention to the case, highlighting the urgency and desperation of their situation. Initially, the response from the authorities at Fort Hood was slow and uncoordinated. Despite the alarming circumstances of Vanessa's disappearance, the military base's initial investigation lacked the urgency and thoroughness that the situation warranted. This delay in action sparked outrage among Vanessa's family and the public, who demanded a more comprehensive and immediate search effort. As pressure mounted, the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command (SID) began to ramp up their investigation. They conducted multiple searches within the base and in the surrounding areas, utilizing search teams, K-9 units, and aerial surveillance. However, the lack of initial urgency meant that critical time was lost, making the search for Vanessa increasingly difficult. During the early stages of the investigation, several theories emerged about Vanessa's disappearance. Some speculated that she might have left the base voluntarily, while others feared she had been abducted. As the days passed without any concrete leads, the SID interviewed numerous soldiers and personnel at Fort Hood, hoping to uncover any information that could explain Vanessa's sudden disappearance. One of the key turning points in the investigation came when Vanessa's family disclosed that she had confided in them about experiencing sexual harassment at Fort Hood. This revelation added a new and disturbing layer to the case, suggesting that Vanessa's disappearance might be linked to the toxic culture and misconduct on the base. Despite these serious allegations, the response from the military authorities remained frustratingly slow and inadequate, leading to widespread criticism. The family's relentless advocacy and the growing public outcry eventually drew the attention of prominent figures and lawmakers who joined the call for a thorough and transparent investigation. As media coverage of Vanessa's case intensified, the military was forced to address the broader issues of harassment and abuse within its ranks. Vanessa's story struck a chord with many, particularly women in the military, who began sharing their own experiences of harassment and the challenges they faced in reporting such incidents. This collective outpouring of stories underscored the systemic issues within the military that Vanessa's case had brought to light. As the investigation progressed, the pressure on the military authorities to find Vanessa and deliver justice for her family grew. The disappearance of Vanessa Guillen was not just a personal tragedy, but a stark reminder of the need for systemic change to protect those who serve their country. As the investigation into Vanessa Guillen's disappearance continued, several key discoveries began to unravel the mystery. One of the first significant leads came from Vanessa's fellow soldiers, who provided crucial information about her last known movements on April 22, 2020. This led investigators to focus on the armory room where Vanessa had been working before she vanished. The investigation took a dramatic turn when a fellow soldier, Specialist Aaron Robinson, became a person of interest. Witnesses reported seeing Robinson in the vicinity of the armory room around the time Vanessa disappeared. Moreover, Robinson's behavior raised suspicions. He had allegedly been one of the last people to see Vanessa alive and provided inconsistent statements during his interviews with the Army Criminal Investigation Command (SID). As investigators delved deeper, they discovered that Robinson had been involved in an inappropriate relationship with Cecily Aguilar, a local civilian. This relationship became a critical piece of the puzzle when Aguilar was brought in for questioning. Under intense scrutiny, Aguilar confessed to her role in the crime, revealing horrifying details about what had happened to Vanessa. Aguilar admitted that Robinson had brutally murdered Vanessa inside the armory room. She described how Robinson bludgeoned Vanessa with a hammer, leading to her tragic death. Following the murder, Robinson and Aguilar dismembered Vanessa's body and attempted to dispose of the remains by burying them near the Leon River, about 20 miles from Fort Hood. The discovery of Vanessa's remains on June 30th, 2020, confirmed the worst fears of her family and supporters. The remains were identified using dental records, bringing a tragic end to the months-long search. This revelation not only shocked the nation but also exposed severe lapses in the handling of Vanessa's disappearance and the culture of misconduct at Fort Hood. The investigation faced numerous setbacks, starting with the initial slow response from military authorities. The lack of urgency in the early days of Vanessa's disappearance resulted in lost time and critical evidence potentially being overlooked. This delay drew significant criticism and highlighted systemic issues within the military's approach to handling such cases. Despite these challenges, the persistent efforts of Vanessa's family and the growing public pressure ensured that the investigation remained in the spotlight. The social media campaign led by Vanessa's sister, Myra, garnered widespread attention, forcing the military to take more decisive action. A major breakthrough came when the SID honed in on Robinson as a suspect. The interrogation of Cecily Aguilar was another pivotal moment, as her confession provided the details needed to piece together the events leading to Vanessa's death. However, this breakthrough also underscored the disturbing reality of the crime and the betrayal of trust within the military ranks. One of the most significant setbacks occurred on July 1st, 2020, when Robinson, aware that he was about to be arrested, fled from his post at Fort Hood. In a tragic turn of events, he took his own life when confronted by law enforcement, effectively escaping justice and leaving many questions unanswered. Robinson's suicide deprived Vanessa's family of the chance to see him held accountable in a court of law. Throughout the investigation, the lack of transparency and communication from military authorities frustrated Vanessa's family and the public. The mishandling of her case highlighted broader issues of harassment and abuse within the military, prompting calls for comprehensive reforms. In the wake of Vanessa's tragic death, her family's relentless fight for justice brought about significant changes. The case led to the introduction of the Am Vanessa Guillen Act, aimed at reforming how the military handles reports of harassment and sexual assault. This act represented a crucial step towards ensuring that no other family would have to endure the same pain and injustice. Vanessa Guillen's story is a poignant reminder of the need for accountability and reform within the military. Her legacy continues to inspire change and serves as a testament to the strength and resilience of those who fight for justice. On June 30th, 2020, the search for Vanessa Guillen came to a heartbreaking conclusion when her remains were discovered near the Leon River in Bell County, Texas. Investigators, following the confession of Cecily Aguilar, located the shallow grave where Vanessa's dismembered body had been buried and partially concealed with concrete. This discovery confirmed the horrific details of her murder and brought an end to the months-long search that had captivated and horrified the nation. The news of Vanessa's tragic fate was met with an outpouring of grief and anger. Her family, who had tirelessly advocated for her during the investigation, were devastated by the confirmation of her death. Gloria Guillen, Vanessa's mother, and her siblings expressed profound sorrow and demanded accountability and justice for Vanessa. The public, deeply moved by Vanessa's story, rallied around the family, sharing their pain and frustration. The discovery of Vanessa's remains also sparked widespread outrage across the country. Vigils, protests, and marches were held in her honor, with people from all walks of life demanding changes in how the military handles cases of harassment and abuse. The slogan, "I am Vanessa Guillen," became a rallying cry, symbolizing the fight against the systemic issues that her case had brought to light. Vanessa Guillen's case served as a catalyst for significant changes within the military. The intense public scrutiny and the evident failures in handling her disappearance and reports of harassment prompted a reevaluation of military procedures and policies. The Department of Defense launched multiple reviews and investigations into Fort Hood and other military installations, highlighting the need for comprehensive reforms. One of the immediate changes was the improvement in how the military tracks and responds to missing personnel reports. New protocols were established to ensure quicker and more effective responses to such cases, aiming to prevent delays and oversights like those seen in Vanessa's disappearance. The most impactful change came with the introduction of the Am Vanessa Guillen Act. This landmark legislation, named in Vanessa's honor, aimed to address the systemic issues of harassment and abuse within the military. The act proposed several critical reforms, including creating a new independent system for reporting and investigating claims of sexual harassment and assault separate from the chain of command to ensure impartiality and protect victims from retaliation. Establishing better support systems for victims, including counseling and legal assistance. Increasing transparency and accountability in handling cases of harassment and abuse. The Vanessa Guillen Act was a significant step toward protecting service members and ensuring that no one would have to endure the same suffering and injustice that Vanessa faced. It represented a collective commitment to making the military a safer environment for all who serve. Vanessa Guillen's story is a tragic reminder of the bravery and dedication of those who serve their country and the profound failures that can occur within even the most revered institutions. Her legacy is one of strength, resilience, and a relentless fight for justice. Vanessa's tragic end sparked a nationwide movement that continues to push for meaningful change within the military. Her family's unwavering determination and the public's outcry have ensured that Vanessa's name will not be forgotten. The reforms inspired by her story are a testament to her enduring impact and the positive change that can come from even the darkest of tragedies. Vanessa Guillen's legacy lives on in the fight for justice and accountability. Let us honor her memory by continuing to advocate for the rights and safety of all service members. If you or someone you know is facing harassment or abuse, speak out and seek help. Together, we can create a safer, more just world. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that matter.